Did you hear that? Lo-fi girls in Fortnite?
Imagine like not speaking English and hearing that sentence. Just like, what do any of those words
Yeah,
mean
it's
to
like
me?
it's like brain rot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you hear lo-fi girls in Fortnite is such a such a
Me at the
2020s
office.
sentence?
I
Yeah.
think like the new business move is making a map in Fortnite creative mode. Like the money, it's like the new NFT.
Yeah.
It's like, why buy NFT land when you could just make like a map code in Fortnite? You know what I mean?
hmm Yeah, instead of like actually trying to buy a house, because we all know that like if you're under
Yeah.
30, you're just never gonna own a home. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna make a map in Fortnite and see if I can
How
monetize
how
that.
could you even like how does that even work besides people just like what do they just use your code and then I think you get like a split. They have like a huge budget and I think you get like a like there's like this like creative fund. I think you get like a percentage of that
Uh-huh.
based on how many people use your code, but it's really funny to think about somebody just like in you,
Yeah, I'm quitting my job so I can focus
you're
on
just in
Fortnite
so
maps
much
full
debt.
time.
Like you put all your resources into a Fortnite map.
Yeah. What are you majoring in at
Yeah,
school? Fortnite maps. Just trying to see if I could do
map
that straight
codes,
out of college.
just like
Yeah.
yeah, Bright Bomber themed park. Wait, I actually heard that Disney was making like their whole experience within Fortnite. Like I think it's gonna be a bigger deal. Yeah, I think
Like
it's gonna be a bigger
Disneyland.
deal than the Lego one was, which that one was like I could be screwing up this number, but like I want to say like $1 billion deal with Lego. It
That
does.
sounds
It
wrong.
does.
Like there's no wait, Lego has $1 billion
Dude,
to
I
just
don't
throw
know
around?
how.
I don't believe that. What does Lego own?
I don't that's a good question. Like
Lego
kind of how
has
like
to
Pep
own something. They just made a bunch of movies off
yeah.
or money off
Are you
those
saying like how
movies.
Pepsi is like it's kind of like an umbrella for everything else under it?
Yeah, like they
Isn't there
also
like
own like
5
Fritos.
or 10 companies that own literally everything in the world?
I think it's less than I think it is like 5 companies control like 90% of the
That
products that
is
we consume in
scary.
in
Talk
the
about
US.
they always talk about like not monopolizing certain industries and it's like it always
Yeah,
was.
it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. Like as soon as the people making tires are also the people
Yeah.
bottling water,
Yeah,
we're
like
cooked.
dude like that Nestle guy that wants to like control water.
Yeah, he wants to he wants to because like water's like a human
Take it
right,
away.
and he's trying. Yeah, he's trying. He's kind
Yeah.
of like we
I
should
think
rethink
it's
that.
that's when you know you're just bored. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
too much money. You have too much power. Well, because the thing is, like, I think the actual way it's like spelled out is like there are certain like bodies of water that just like run that nobody can like extract from, or like you don't like they can't sell
Mhm.
you the rights to the water, because otherwise, how are people gonna get water to drink? And I think that Nestle, I don't know if he's like the CEO, but he works for Nestle. He's just like, dude, the poors really need to drink water. Like, why don't they just
Right.
drink Pepsi?
I man, that's so dark, but it's like so common stuff like that happens that we don't even hear about, which makes it even scarier.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's gonna suck in like 5 years when all the water in the world runs out and we have to start living like
I feel
Mad
like at some
Max.
point though they got to figure out like the desalination process with the ocean. Like dude, I saw a map the other day that was like literally half of the earth. Like if you turn the earth half
Yeah.
of it, like you're looking at it, you wouldn't even know there's land on it. That's how much water covers one side of the earth.
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
wild when you think about it. Like,
Like it's a
there's so
scary
much
amount.
water. It's like
Yeah.
most of the world is water, but you can't drink, and that's like some like
It's
some
like you can have your
Sisyphus
toy, but you
shit.
can't play with it.
Just like you're
Right.
surrounded by water.
That is scary.
Yeah.
That's why like I've always been kind of hesitant about flying across the ocean. Not only because it's such a long flight.
Oh yeah, that's
I
why.
mean, yeah, dude, crashing into water. What's your point?
It's like I'm just saying, like, yeah, that specifically is why I'm so hesitant about flying across the ocean.
Oh
Otherwise, I'd be
yeah,
doing it pretty
yeah. Right.
regularly.
I'd be on my Taylor Swift jet or something, going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. Was yeah, we talked
When's the
about
last
like the
time I
last
flew my
time
jet
we were on a
private jet?
plane, but yeah, you just run it
That's
out.
such a
I
like.
appreciate that, by the way.
Think about the most inconvenient thing you could ever own. It's a private jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. It's like it's super inconvenient,
Yeah.
except for like when it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
it's very convenient. But do you remember when like people were kind of
Yeah.
getting on Taylor Swift's head, like because she like is just like personally burning holes in the ozone, and the Swifties were like, actually, she's not the one flying her private jet. She rents it out to her
It's a
friends.
collective.
It's like
Right.
cool. Like I guess I'm glad she's a fun friend. Like she's still
Yeah.
destroying
I
the
mean,
environment.
Kim K does it, and I know she got a lot of flack for that.
Dude, I personally feel like we should just guillotine all these. Like, why don't we just fucking kill
I
these
mean,
people?
I don't want to. I don't
Like,
want to do that. But yeah,
you
it's
know what I
kind of.
mean?
What would be like? What would be a regular person comparison to like flying a private jet? Like, what's a super wasteful thing that regular people do?
I don't think that there's
It's not
anything
even
on that
comparable.
scale. But if I yeah, if
What's a
I had to
little thing
pick
though that's like
one thing,
hilarious to compare? You know what I mean? So we can clip it out of context.
like okay, so what's the regular person equivalent to flying your jet
Yeah,
everywhere like Taylor
not
Swift?
listening to Taylor Swift.
Probably like probably like probably like not using a reusable bag at the grocery store.
Not like recycling.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
the
yeah,
scale is a little different.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's one thing too is like without I mean, if you look at the data of like what a private jet actually does, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
tyranny. It's like, wow. This is
Why can't we just have fucking
that would
trains?
be sick.
You know what I mean? Like, I wish we
Like
just had
electric?
high speed rail. Like,
Yeah.
if I could, yeah, or like whatever, man. Trains are like way, even like if they were burning coal, they're way more
Yeah.
efficient than fucking planes. Like, if we had high speed rail, you could go from San Francisco to LA in
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, two
Also,
hours.
what a hilarious
That's fucking
concept to
crazy.
be like a high speed rail chase. Like, can you imagine? Like, if you could drive your own train, that'd be kind of sick. But like building,
Private trains, oh my god. That
yeah,
would piss me off. Like, more so than
really,
private
why?
planes would, actually. 'Cause, like 'cause it's the fucking rail's
Yeah,
right there. Let me use
yeah.
it. Like, what do you mean? You don't need
They
the
got to build
whole thing.
a lot more rails though for that system, wouldn't you? Yeah,
For
like if everyone
the high
traveled
speed
by
rail?
train tomorrow, like what's the first step you take?
Uh-huh.
Just start building rails?
Start building rails, yeah, start building rails, and, but, like, the thing is, a lot of that shit already exists because, like, that's just it was the way to to
Mhm.
get things across the country. So, like, a lot of railways do exist. They're just like super underutilized and
Yeah.
underfunded. So like we could have high speed rail like relatively quickly. Like sometime I think in the like next 8 years. Cuz there was like there was plans for a high speed rail in California, but if I remember correctly, I think Elon Musk like personally had that shit shut down cuz he was like don't build high speed rails. You could
Yeah,
build
yeah,
you could
yeah.
use the boring company. and like build a hyper
Right.
tunnel or whatever that bullshit is.
Yeah.
And now we don't have either.
I
That was
do
like 8
remember
years ago.
that. He was talking about that like that was gonna be like the next thing. It's like,
I remember hearing about it from all of the farmers around here because I live in a city that's like
mhm,
surrounded by agriculture, and like California farmers. A lot of people think farmer and they
yep,
think of like one guy like
yeah,
tending to like a bunch of fields and shit. That's really not the case. Like in my experience, farmers are some of the richest people
mhm,
like in the area. They're fucking incredibly wealthy because they just own all the land, and like people need food. You know what I mean? And so they can sell what they have
yeah,
for
because it's like an
basically whatever they
LMM
want.
or an it's what is it? LMM? MLM? What did I say?
An
I
MLM,
think I had a stroke. L
an
M&M.
LMM, LML.
So they
Instead of
basically
M&M.
have like an M&M of like food in a way because like you know how like in an MLM you like hire a guy that hires 5 guys that hire 5 guys? That's what s- that's what
Yeah, and
seeds
you're
do.
making money the whole way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see where you were
But
going
it's
with
a
that,
lot
but
more
I guess
wholesome
so.
because you're
Yeah,
not like
like,
taking advantage of 90% of the people involved.
yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
stupidest things ever,
yeah.
dude. There was a huge MLM when I
MLMs.
was growing up, and it was like this energy drink. And I remember people were like
Uh-huh.
so hyped about it because it was like every time you come up with a new business model or one that people don't know about, it's genius. Like in the beginning. yeah,
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 until
yeah.
like people figure it. Yeah, at first people are like, "Damn, this guy's a fucking genius." That's literally
Yeah.
exactly what happened with
You're
Elon Musk.
just scamming people, but in like a unique way.
Yeah, except people still like some of the dumbest people still think that
Yeah.
he's very smart.
I I don't really know what to think of him to be honest. I just know that there's I don't know. He's just a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think he's a con artist. I think he's very successful at tricking people into
Yeah.
thinking that he's smarter than he is.
How do you even get to that point though? Like,
Have money. I feel like it's very easy to like trick people into thinking
yeah,
you're smart when you have money.
I could see that.
Because a lot of people think that like, oh, he started Tesla, or like he's like an astronaut. He does all this like, no, dude, he bought Tesla from
Yeah.
two other guys after he made a shitload of money off PayPal that he bought with emerald money from the
Mhm.
apartheid in South Africa. Like like he was just born rich and then bought other shit to get
Yeah.
richer. Like
He
I
just
feel
kept
like it's
buying
not that
companies
impressive.
and then selling them for more and then buying another company and selling for more, but then also
Yeah.
taking credit for how it was built. That makes sense.
Uh-huh. I hear he's like a nightmare to work for too. Like not him personally, I guess, but like those companies are like apparently just like they have really high burnout, like specifically Tesla and
Is there a billionaire
the
that
Boring Company.
like treats his workers? Yeah.
Is like
You
a
know what I
cool
mean?
boss. Yeah. You would
Yeah.
think
But
so,
then when you really
right?
think
Like
about it, it's like, they have
I
$1 billion.
guess like
Like probably pinching
yeah.
pennies,
They don't even they
you
don't
know?
even think you're like yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like billionaires don't even like view their workers as
Yeah,
people.
it's like
You know what I mean? I feel like if you're once you have $1 billion, you're like everybody who's not me is like
yeah,
part of
yeah.
the matrix.
They're the machine. Like, I mean, technically they probably think about their business as a machine to make money and profit. So, if you're part of that, you're just part of the plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally a cog. Do you do anything for Mother's Day?
I actually did. It was nice. I went to an Italian restaurant with my mom. Um, had some delicious bruschetta. Like, you know how normally you get bruschetta? It's like this, it's like a large crouton. Like, it's super crunchy and you're
Yeah, yeah,
throwing
yeah.
cheese and oil on it. Well, these ones were like
Uh,
donut like texture, like
oh,
so
soft.
soft. And it like blew my mind because you know, when you go, have you ever like went to a restaurant that your first experience wasn't that good? Like, do you give restaurants second chances?
It after like like usually like a
Takes
year
time.
at least. It takes some time. Yeah, I have to be in like, all right, I'm willing to. I'm a new man
Have
now.
you ever went back to like a restaurant or ate a food after you had food poisoning?
Yeah, but only because like when I get food poisoning, I don't learn my lesson. Like I regularly get food poisoning from tuna.
From tuna.
Yeah, like pretty
What kind
regularly.
though? Like store bought?
Like yeah, like canned tuna.
Oh, okay.
I'll just like I'll drain it, I'll eat it, I'll feel fucking awful, and then like I'll have another can the next day.
Oh my
Just don't
god.
just don't learn my lesson at
Yeah,
all. But that's just because tuna's easy protein.
it is. It's like a
So it's
superfood.
like, yeah, it's like yeah, I'll just fucking
Yeah.
I guess I'll just feel shitty for a little while
Dude, yeah. I
needlessly.
feel like I got really sick. Every time I've gotten really sick from a food place, I've gone back, but I like give it some time. Like I don't
How much time do you give it?
probably at least a year.
Yeah, yeah, that seems
Yeah,
reasonable.
because I mean, the one time I had real food poisoning from Chick-fil-A, I mean, dude, it was I think my first time ever having it. And when after
Mhm.
that night, I was just like, dude, I don't even want to like think about Chick-fil-A. But then a couple years go by and I went back and it was like, damn, this is pretty good. But I'm probably not going to get the same thing I got before because it was grilled. That's what gave me
Yeah.
food poisoning. But
Yeah.
it's mostly when you eat out, you get food poisoning, no? Most of the time?
Um, so dumb. Uh, I yeah, but only because like I mean, other than the tuna,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, true.
but when was the last time I got food poisoning? I got food poisoning from a Mexican place one time, and it fucking broke my heart because I loved that place.
Uh,
And then I think I went back like a couple weeks
then I
later,
went back the next
and was
day.
like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, to answer your question though, for Mother's Day, went out to eat and then ended up going to Barnes and Noble because I wanted to get my mom a book. Um,
That's
but
cool.
yeah, I mean, it was wholesome. It was a super nice day in Michigan. I don't know why, but I feel
Yeah.
like weather's been nicer in Michigan than Cali side for some wild reason.
It was hot today. It was like 85 or
Oh, really?
something.
How was your Mother's
Yeah.
Day?
It was good. I went over to my aunt's house. My whole family was there, and we all celebrated together because like there's a lot of moms in my family, so we all just had like breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of drinks with my
Mm-hmm.
mom, and by the time I got home, dude, it just like I had so much that I wanted to do yesterday. It just like nuked my Sunday though.
Yeah.
Like I got home and just like immediately took like a 2.5
Oh,
hour
but that
nap.
nap hits.
I feel guilty
I
taking
do too.
naps. I have a hard time just like chilling.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to do, and I woke up at like 4:30, and I was like, I think I'll maybe just like chalk this one
Mm-hmm.
up and maybe go watch a movie or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Sometimes you need those days though.
I think I read somewhere it was like a tweet or something that somebody said like, um, if you don't schedule a break, your body will take a
Mm-hmm.
break, and that will not be, and that one will be whatever. It's essentially if like if you don't just give yourself time to chill, like your body's gonna crash and it's gonna be at like the least convenient
Right.
moments.
Like it's inevitable, pretty much.
Yeah. So Mother's Day
Uh-huh.
yesterday. Top 5 TV moms.
Ooh. Damn, that's a good question. Let's do this collaborative because it'll be easier for me.
Okay, okay. I feel like you got to go with the classic.
Please.
Marge Simpson is up
Okay,
there.
I have a really good one. I like Marge though.
That's okay. Give me.
We'll order them after. Let's just name them.
Okay, 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 okay.
So you got Marge Simpson. I'm gonna say Dexter's mom. Dexter's Laboratory's mom.
Dexter's
Yeah.
mom.
Dude, she is like, I think she was the original Pixar mom.
Oh, dude, she was fucking dragging that wagon.
People were obsessed, and they still are.
Uh, yeah, looking back, I'm like, Dexter, you are fucking. You go down to the lab. I'm
So
talking
it
to your
was
mom.
something like, did something awaken inside of you when you first saw it?
Okay. Aunt Viv, Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Ooh, I have to. Aunt Viv.
Dude, Aunt Viv. Yeah, both of them.
How do you spell that?
I'm not gonna
Okay.
VIV.
Really?
Vivian.
It,
Dude, like she was that's a good woman right there, man.
man, I like very faintly remember this show, even though it was so popular.
You weren't like a Fresh Prince
I
kind of
saw a
guy?
ton of the show, but I don't know. It was like one of those things like while it was happening, you didn't really realize how big and monumental it would be.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, because like 10 years later, like Fresh Prince, like dude, everyone was singing the song, the intro song.
In West
Yeah,
Philadelphia,
yeah,
born
yeah.
and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
Okay.
I know the whole song. Not just the theme song, but the additional verse that they cut from the theme song.
Damn, that's a true fan right there.
Talk to me. Um, so we got Marge Simpson, Dexter's mom. Aunt Viv has got to be up there for
Okay.
me. Um,
Oh,
other TV moms.
TV or just movie count?
Let's say, give me the movie one, but let's say TV. I do want to hear like made you
I
have
was
that
gonna
reaction.
say, I don't remember her name in the movie, but the mom in The Incredibles,
Oh,
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
That's probably up there.
Caked up something dangerous.
That's got to be up there.
Okay.
But TV, there's definitely one up there. Let me see.
What about
Hmm. Like bet top TV
what
moms.
are we what are we looking for? What's the
I'm
criteria?
thinking iconic, but I obviously know there's gonna be like people are gonna like them for different reasons. But I'm gonna say
Yeah,
just like iconic is like what I thought of. Yeah.
iconic. I would say what about Kitty Foreman from that 70s show?
Kitty Foreman.
Yeah. God, you haven't
I
this
have
is
seen
like
that
a
show.
total wave moment
No,
that
I
you're
have seen
having.
that show, but that's Kitty Foreman? Is
Yeah.
it really?
Dang, she looks good.
It's actually her?
Yeah, that's her. What's his name's mom?
Neff? Or no?
What the fuck is his name?
Rupp? No.
She was married to Red. They had a son named he was dating Donna, Fez, Kelso, Donna, Steven, Jackie. I can think of every other character but him.
Yeah, Eric?
Eric, thank
That
you. Fuck. Yeah, Eric's mom from that 70s
that's a
show.
great one.
Let's see what else
I have a
though.
cartoon one, but I'm trying to think of like, like a person.
No, give me the
Lois
cartoon one.
Griffin.
You think she's a top 5 though? She got longevity. She's got a long career. I was thinking about her when I said
Mhm.
Marge. I felt like it had to be one or the other. And just off the star power alone, I went Marge. I could be convinced though.
I think Lois has a lot of the same qualities as Marge in terms of like people recognize that voice anywhere. Like it
Yeah.
um
Peter.
Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like people simped hard over Lois versus Marge. Marge was just like
Marge is very much a mom. Lois was like, "Ooh, that's like a hot
They definitely
mom."
tried to sell like the character like in that
Yeah.
narrative.
All right. You know what? I was more of a Family Guy person than a
Mhm.
Simpson Guys person anyway. So I'll take Lois over Marge
Okay.
anyway.
So we still need one more.
So we got four then. Let's go one more.
I want to say I don't remember the name of the character, but the mom of Steve Urkel.
Oh,
Or
something Winslow.
yes, or My Wife and Kids, the mom of that.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
that show, man.
Fuck, what's her name?
I'm looking it up.
What the fuck is her name? My Wife and
I have it
Kids.
right here.
Don't tell me I know
Mhm.
it.
I would say her.
Something with an A?
No, there's an A in her name, but
My Wife and
does it start
Kids.
with an A?
Is it with a
Mhm.
T? Tasha?
Close.
Tate? Fuck, what
It's
is
a
it?
vowel after the T. No,
Tanya?
you had the Tasha was super close. You just had to switch the vowel. Yep, yep, yep.
Tisha?
Yep.
Tisha?
Last name? You want a hint?
Is it? It's something with a P.
Kind of. I mean, it's in there, but it doesn't start with a P.
All right, just
Tisha
tell me.
Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. Oh, dude, yeah,
I
she's up there. She's that's for sure
I would say
top
she's
five.
top 5. She was so funny and she was so good at
She,
her character.
yeah, yeah, man. She was a good mom, even though she had two dumbass
Yeah.
kids.
That show was so funny. I think that show was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good show. I was really into that show, and I was really into the Fresh Prince like around the same time. And that's it. I was actually into all of those like sitcom shows at the same
Mhm.
time. That and Living Single, but I don't remember if anybody from that show was a mom.
Mhm.
What else was up? I was never a Friends guy.
No, dude, me neither. My mom used to play
I
that
never
on
got it.
repeat, and I think it like burned me out
Yeah.
so early in my life. I barely even knew what the show was about, but I just remember hearing that clap that they do in the
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah, I will still.
It's so like credit to them.
So no one told you
Yeah.
life was gonna be this way.
Amazing. I give them credit.
Yeah.
But like after the
Yeah,
intro,
that's a solid
after
theme
the
song.
intro, I'm like, all right, let's watch something.
Check
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Dude, I never got the hype with that show. I dated a girl who fucking loved that show, and I watched all of it
Hmm.
with her from front to back. Like sometimes it would just be on while we were like hanging
Yeah.
out. And but like I basically watched the whole thing. And this is my impression of me through 95% of the show. Hmm.
Oh, that's even worse. Like
You know what I
sympathy
mean?
laughs, dude. Oh,
Yeah, it's just I never got it. I never got the hype.
I feel bad about in a way because I feel like that about a lot of shows, man.
What's another one that's like maybe a hot take?
It's a hot take, but it really doesn't have much merit to it because I haven't watched it. So that's why I don't like say those out loud, those opinions. But I watched like the
Okay.
first 3 episodes of The Office and I was like, it's good, but it's not like
Yeah.
the way people like talk about it. I mean, dude, I remember when like dating apps first came out. I mean,
Oh my god. It was like fucking Vietnam for people who like had a
yeah.
personality and wanted to meet somebody with a personality. Because like there's I feel like The Office is like a very funny
Uh-huh.
show, but like, dude, some people are like they make it way too
Yeah, it
much.
was like their
It's like I like dry humor, and it's just like a quote from Michael Scott.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely some good moments in it, but it definitely was like people's like reverse 9/11. It was like their 11/9. You know what I mean? Like it was on every
Yeah.
profile. It was like I want to go on an adventure and all I do is quote The Office and it's like
Uh-huh. Watch another show.
yeah. There's so much out there.
There is.
Coming from a guy who's never seen anything, dude. Expand your palate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually, speaking of Mother's Day, actually, I just forgot something. Oh my
Uh
god. So, okay, Saturday or Friday, actually, doesn't
oh.
matter. Saturday, I go to pick up a bouquet of flowers for my
Mm-hmm.
mom, right? And I pick up a bouquet, and I didn't realize that there was some lilies in the bouquet.
Ooh.
And if you don't know, lilies are apparently the most toxic thing in existence to a cat. And I have 3 cats in my house. So I have these flowers in a vase in my room, separate from all the cats. I'm trying to keep my door closed just because it's so toxic to them. They can't have even a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Cut to me Saturday night around 10 o'clock. I'm I'm working on my
Mm-hmm.
computer, and cat comes in, jumps up on the desk, and I'm so locked in on what I'm doing that I don't even notice that he's sniffing at the
Ooh.
plants. So I immediately like, oh fuck, I try and get him out of here. I look it up just to be clear. Apparently, even if they get like a small amount of pollen from a lily on them, it could cause renal failure and be like fatal,
Jeez.
right? So I call a vet, a 24-hour vet immediately. I'm like, "Hey, my cat I saw was chewing on a leaf on a in a bouquet of flowers that had lilies. Is he gonna be okay, or do I need to like bring him in?" And as I'm telling the girl on the phone this, she's going like, not being helpful at all. She's just going, "Oh no, oh god, oh no." And I'm like, you need to be one of us needs to be fucking the professional with a clear head
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
What the hell?
And so she goes, "I'm gonna give you the number to animal poison control. You need to call them, um, and they're going to tell you what you need to do." So I call them. They tell me it's going to be a $95 over the phone consultation fee.
What?
So I'm like, fuck that. And I call a different
Uh-huh.
vet. She basically reacts exactly the same, tells me you need to call animal poison control. And I tell her I just did that, but they wanted to charge me $95 for an over the phone consultation. She goes, "If you bring them here, we're just going to call them and charge you twice as much." So I'm on the phone with animal poison control for probably 45 minutes, just on hold. And at this point, I've been reading, like going through Reddit threads of people who have been like, "Yeah, my cat looked at a lily and exploded on
Right.
site." And I'm freaking
Yeah.
out, right? So eventually I pay the fucking $100 for the over the phone consultation. I email them a bunch of pictures of the bouquet. The woman gets back on the phone and she goes, okay. So in that bouquet of flowers, there were lilies." And I'm like, "Oh fuck. Oh my god." I'm like, I feel like sick. And she goes, "But they're Peruvian lilies." And then stops talking. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay. So
Hello?
like what does that
Yeah.
mean?" And she goes, "Peruvian lilies are actually non-toxic to cats. So he's gonna be fine. Make sure he doesn't vomit or have diarrhea or anything for the next like 12 hours. Thanks for the $100." So I just like I go back out into the room, into the living room. My cat's just chilling there, just like fucking
Yeah.
relaxing. And I'm like, this little fucker just cost me $100, all because like I got scared that he like sniffed a
Yeah.
flower.
Oh my god, dude. That's like
Yeah. But isn't that like bullshit that they're like, "Yeah, we know you're in a very stressful situation, but give us some money before we'll
you
help
could have
you."
just called like a flower expert and got the same answer. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I could have just emailed a florist.
Honestly, that's what I would have done. I
Yeah.
mean, you wouldn't know, but hey, if your cat got near like what you think are lilies, call a florist.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the takeaway.
Damn, dude. That's so crazy that the reaction from a vet is, oh man.
Yeah, dude, she was not making the situation any
They're like
better.
somebody where you told them that you couldn't go or like plans got canceled and they secretly didn't want to go. Like that was her reaction.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh
Oh
no."
man.
That
Damn.
sucks. She's not even
Yeah.
dressed.
All right. Well, it's just I hope you figure it out.
Yeah, maybe we could do something else sometime.
Wow. That's probably. I mean, how was your night after that? You're like, dude, I got to go for another walk.
I was pissed off,
Yeah.
man. And then I relapsed and played some Overwatch.
That kind of is like relapsing, to be honest.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, so I have a coworker who's really into Overwatch, and he was like telling me, like, yeah, man, I've been playing a lot. It's actually been really fun. So I got on. Oh, fuck, dude. I really did relapse. Like I'm hooked
Mm-hmm.
again. I can't get
Mm-hmm.
off it. Like even at work today, I was like editing a video and like I had the YouTube player like picture in picture in the bottom corner of my screen watching an Ana
Oh my
tutorial on like how to
god.
play how to play Overwatch. I was like, oh god.
The company that receives like the graphic or the video, like, what the fuck? Who's Anna?
Yeah.
Completely fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, stuff like that's fun though, to get like really deeply into something. Like that was kind of me
Hmm.
in the middle of the week. I was like, I think I scrolled on TikTok and I found like, what those TikToks where it's like a picture and you scroll through them, and there's like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically one of those.
It's like a photo reel, like a montage or like a photo
Yeah,
carousel.
pretty much like a carousel, and it was like one with a wizards, and it was like a wizard type beat.
Yeah, I've
So I
gotten
added
those.
wizard type beat to my liked on Spotify, and I was listening to it at the gym, and I was like, damn, dude, like I want to live in fantasy world or something. So I start going on Pinterest and I'm like looking at castles and dragons and knights. And I'm like, this is sick, dude. And it gets to the point where I'm like, man, I gotta play Elden Ring or like get like an art book or something. Cause like,
Yeah, am I gonna buy a cloak?
yeah, am I gonna wear armor to the gym next time? That would be so hard to lift in armor. Like, how flexible is it?
Show up where I think like chainmail alone is pretty fucking heavy, and that's like the smallest part.
Wearing chainmail anywhere in 2024 is so hilarious to me. Like, just wearing it. Like, you don't even have to be a funny guy. Just like
Yeah.
existing.
You just go to the club and actually, you know what? That actually might be a cool fashion statement. Like if you're like really like going
Yeah.
for it, like chainmail, nothing underneath, just like nips getting
Can you
raw.
imagine walking behind him and it's just dragging across the ground? That's like, dude. It's probably so expensive though. Chainmail?
Chainmail? Where do you even get
Where do you get
that?
chainmail in 2024?
Yeah, they don't sell that shit at Forever 21. Yeah, you're not walking into H&M and walking out with chainmail.
How do I like? Can I get it cropped? Everybody's cropping
Yeah,
everything.
cropped chainmail. Hang on, where do you even
Can you buy chainmail?
buy chainmail?
Dude, you can get it on Amazon for $109 right now. Should we wear chainmail one episode? I kind of would be
For
not that,
$109.
not right now, okay. But once maybe things are, at a certain point, I think that would be hilarious.
That's like one of those things that like if you bring a girl, like if you have a girlfriend, she's like, why do you have this?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so hard to explain.
If you owned chainmail, do you think it's more acceptable to like hang it and just like, really like stick your chest out, or
Yeah.
like do you put it away
Uh-huh.
like near the costumes and stuff?
Yeah, do you fold it?
Folding
it
chainmail
like going-
after you
Yeah.
washed it and dried
You-
it. It's just piping hot.
Is it one of those things that you just put at the bottom of your dresser and just never take out?
Probably. But also like, what dryer setting do imagine Googling like, do I put it on delicate or like how do you
Yeah.
dry chainmail?
You go to the laundromat and it just sounds like you have a
Gagoosh,
toaster in there.
gagoosh,
Yeah.
It's like,
Have you ever like you know how some people will take like a pillow and they'll throw like a bunch of tennis balls in the washer? Have you ever seen that?
I have heard about the tennis ball method.
So you throw a bunch of tennis balls into a dryer with a pillow to like fluff it up. What's the equivalent of doing that with chainmail? Just like a bunch of like knives.
Probably, or like M80s, like fireworks. Like, how else do you soften it up? You need like a chemical. Yeah,
Firecrackers. Yeah.
dude,
Uh,
that's so sick though. I feel like that's the one thing that I found when I was like looking at all this medieval like art and stuff. I was like, dude, they had hella drip. Like the dresses on the women were like so elegant and like puffed out
yeah.
and like draped and like you could just see the effort
Yeah.
and like the passion.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
like the men just dude, nothing. I think wearing like a full suit of armor with no helmet on one knee with the sword in the ground, like that pose goes crazy. Like I would do that at
Yeah,
the
but you're carrying like 40 pounds of
I would do that at
gear
the bus stop,
everywhere.
dude. Dude, imagine seeing that
'Cause,
guy.
people can't even look at you because of the glare of the sun off your
Yeah.
armor.
Just covered it in magnifying glasses so it burns everything. Have you ever used a magnifying
Yeah.
glass
You're
to
like,
like burn paper?
yeah, I think I told you I was a little bit of a pyro kid growing up.
Yeah.
Like I had a thing with fire.
Yeah.
I would like start fires all the time.
What's the biggest fire you accidentally started?
I think there was like a cardboard box that I had. So dumb. Looking back on it, I'm like, oh, I should have had more
Mhm.
supervision. I like had a cardboard box that was like, it was like maybe the size of a
Okay.
notebook, right? And like maybe 4 inches tall. And I filled it with dried leaves and like sticks.
Yeah.
And like I just like I took a napkin and I set that on fire with a
Uh-huh.
match and I just dropped it in there and I just like watched it burn. But like I w- w- I'm in California, so like during the
Yeah.
summer it gets super fucking dry
Yeah.
everywhere and I was just like it could have easily if the wind picked up a little bit, my house was going up.
Yeah. That is pretty scary to think that California is like one small flare away from being gone.
Yeah, the whole fucking
Yeah.
state.
Have you ever had like a like is it called like a firestorm? What do they call that when like there's a bunch of flares in like the city and stuff when it like moves over?
I don't know, but we just always call them wildfires.
Wildfires. Like the
Yeah.
I was going to say the Canadian ones like they identify. The Canada fires,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
that's insane. That those are like still going on, I think.
I don't think that's true. I'm sure that like sporadically like there's like wildfires going on. But like I live like pretty close to like the Sierra not the Sierra Nevada, like Yosemite. It's a really big
Mhm.
like or the redwoods
Yeah.
actually, one or the other. I live next to like I live like close to the foothills of a really big forest in California that's like basically at a huge risk of catching
Mhm.
fire. So like almost every summer the past like 3 years, 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Um there's like a point where you just go outside and it's like hard to breathe and it smells like a campfire.
Yeah, dude, that happened last year when it was like fall time, when it was like really bad.
Yeah.
And I just looked up the Canada wildfires, and there's like a ton of news articles today, which is kind of ironic because I didn't even see anything about
Yeah.
it. I just randomly brought it up. But I remember
Mhm.
that feeling of going outside, and I know New York was way worse because it was like red skies in California too at times.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
scary feeling though. You're like driving and you have the windows up and you can still smell like from the vents of your car, and it feels like you're
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of like a wildfire.
I guess it's a little weird because, like, in California, it happens so regularly that I guess I'm a little desensitized to it. Like, I I have the moment of like, "Oh, there must be a fire going on," but I don't really think about it much further than
Yeah.
that. But, like, if you look at it with clear eyes, it's like, "Oh, the world is, like, ending,
Yeah.
like, now."
Right. But it's like, where are you gonna run to?
Yeah, or, like, earthquakes is another one. Like, there will be an earthquake because earthquakes happen all the
Right,
time in
right.
California. There will be an earthquake and like the room shakes a little bit and I'm like, "Was that an earthquake?" I go on my phone, I check Twitter. "Oh yeah, that was an earthquake."
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But like remember earlier this year when there was an earthquake in New York and people were like genuinely like, "Dude, Is the world
Yeah.
ending? Like, New Yorkers had no idea how to deal with it.
There's actually one in Michigan. Like, it was, like, the first one in, like, 20 or 30 odd some year. Like, it was a crazy.
People freak
Yeah,
out?
I mean, it was, like, definitely on the news and stuff. And I remember I th yeah,
Really?
I think I felt it a little bit too, but I can't imagine, like, California one's probably insane because like, the magnitude gets up there.
I guess it doesn't even like there was sometimes they're like bigger, but like even like a 6.8, I think happened like maybe 2 years ago. And like it just went on for a little while, but everybody's so desensitized to it.
Yeah. Earthquakes kinda, like, remind me of, like, that tree log sport where, like, the guy's, like, Fred Flintstone, like, running backwards.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you could do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I could.
I already knew the answer. How long do you think you could do that, though? Like, realistically, no training.
Probably like I feel like it's easy.
Here we go. Next
Oh
weekend,
god.
so I entered a competition.
Like 4 seconds.
That's actually very humble of you to say.
How long but isn't like how long is average?
Um,
What is that even what is that even
that's
called?
what I'm looking for. I said
Log
I searched
rolling?
what sport do they run on trees, and it says parkour. It's not what I'm looking for. Actually, not what I'm looking for.
Log I feel like it's log
Logs
something.
on water.
Log balancing, log rolling. I feel like it's
Log
log
rolling. You were
rolling.
literally on it. Nice. Oh, sometimes called burling. I like log rolling.
Log rolling's better.
Um, I feel like 4 seconds. Actually, if you have to actively
Do they
spin
start
it,
it
that's what
rolling?
I'm thinking. Like if you have to actively, like the timer starts. What
Uh-huh.
do you think they even use to like? You know how in a race they shoot off a gun? What do you think they start that
Yeah,
with?
yeah. They do the same thing with
Or
water
they
gun.
like chop a tree down? Maybe.
Yeah. Why yeah, that's a good question actually. Do you think they were just like before they had a gun for it, they were just like going like, "Go."
All right,
You know?
guys. Yeah, you can go. Like guy that doesn't care at
No
all.
urgency
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that job because it's so easy. You show up and you set and you like you pull a trigger, right?
I mean, I can't imagine it's much more difficult. How do they pick the guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I think they do
I
say
bet
they
you
do speak though as well before the gun.
probably just like on your mark, get
Yeah,
set. But like, I could do that shit. I've never even well, I've never even been to like a race, but I feel like I could figure that shit out.
yeah. Like, did you ever have to do the announcements in school? Do you remember when like kids got picked to do that? I never
Yeah,
got
yeah.
picked.
I don't think yeah. I feel like oh okay. Let me tell when I was like maybe 16, no, probably like 15. Um, I was playing. I played baseball
Mm-hmm.
growing up, right? So I'm 15 years old, and I have a baseball game later that night. But before that, I just go to the park and I'm just hanging out with my friends at the diamond, and like there's other games going on throughout the day. So because I'm there all the time and because I'm like one of the older kids, like so the younger kids all play and
Right,
then the older
right.
kids play. So because I'm one of the older kids and I am there all the time, I'm casting one of the games. I'm like 15 years old, and the people are like, "Do you want to come up and read the names of the people coming
Uh
up to
huh.
bat?" And I was like, "Fucking
Yeah.
yeah."
Hell yeah.
So I get up there and I'm just dicking around
Mm-hmm.
basically. And like so between innings, I'm just going like, ladies and gentlemen, if you direct your attention past center field, there is a beautiful Japanese cherry blossom. I just want everybody to reflect on everything that's going on, and just
Mm-hmm.
I like going like that. So I feel like I could
The experience is
I
there.
feel like I could read the fuck out of some
Yeah.
yeah. If there's any high school teachers who need me to come in and read the morning
Yeah.
announcements, basically I'm saying I'm qualified.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's anything that You know, when people like relive their childhood, do you feel like there's anything you missed out on as a kid that you would like to like revisit as an adult?
Huh. I wish I had gotten into a fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not like a class or
because I've
you don't want to learn the skill. You know what I mean? Just want to
Okay,
get
well,
punched.
I thought you meant like something small. So, yeah, I think I would have liked to start playing music at an earlier age because I didn't start getting serious about music until like 2, maybe 3
Uh huh.
years ago.
That's a good
Um,
skill.
and yeah, and I feel like that's something that like if you stick with it, it's just like it gives you more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Um, but I've never got into a fight, and I feel like when you're a kid, the stakes are so low. Like now, if I get into a fight, it's like I really hope this guy doesn't have a gun.
Yeah. And court.
Yeah, 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 good
You know what
point.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, when you're a kid and you get into a fight, people are just like, "Hey, don't do
Right.
that."
Break it up. You can get
Yeah.
away with a lot in a fight as a kid. Maybe not too
Uh-huh.
much though. I don't want to really.
What's like what do you think the line is before, like, people are like, "We gotta fucking"
Maybe like one solid three-piece combo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if I was a high school teacher and I saw 2 kids about to get into a fight, I kinda would be like, "Let's just let them each get, like, one good
Yeah.
lick in,"
One. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Just let them get it out.
Just like look the other way.
I'd probably be a bad teacher.
Tie your shoe. Tie your
I
shoe.
don't think you're supposed to do that.
Mr. Delight, your shoe's already tied. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me go break this fight up.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You
Who's winning?
you would be the teacher that everybody would want because no, like you would just not care at all. I just can't
I
see it.
I think like most because
You'd
the
be the music
fucking
teacher
I if
for sure.
I would be a music teacher, yeah, or like the photography teacher.
Yeah, and then you would tell half the class to take 300 pictures of a vase. Would you do like the experiment and then get all philosophical on them?
I just feel like because kids they don't want to be there, and you can't force them to like something. You could just like tell them to do like you could just teach them what you can, and then the ones that do react, you could really try and like foster interest.
Right,
You
right.
know, so like I feel like the teachers that I liked the most were the ones that like really got that.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes they were just a teacher to somebody, but if you were interested in something, they could be like a lot
Hmm.
more, you know. But like I most of the time kids have their own like I feel like people don't give kids enough credit. Like they have their own personalities and interests. Sometimes they just don't fuck with like math.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a weird thing. I feel like the teachers you would think that like as be like now that I have the perspective I have, you would think the teachers would know what you just said. Like the teachers would go into class and
Yeah.
be like, I know these kids don't want to be here, which they probably do, but I think some of them just like try to psych themselves out and be like, oh, I just want to be good at my job. And I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe they just,
But that's the thing. Like I think I didn't realize until I was like already out of school, like already finishing my like my bachelor's degree, did I realize like that's just a job to a lot of
hmm.
people. Like they just like show up, they clock in, they do the time, and then they like leave. They don't really give a fuck about
Yeah.
like any of the
When you're
kids.
young, you think that they're like one of the avatars, you know, like each one has a superpower and they take a lot
Yeah,
of pride
yeah.
in it. And then when you grow up,
Uh-huh.
you're like, oh, like Mr. Thomas was just like at the bar and it was Thursday.
Yeah, that was just a
Yeah.
guy.
Like he's just
Yeah, he
chilling.
just had a job. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really weird to like, and then teachers are like really chill once you like, if you have you ever seen a teacher like outside of graduating, like once you're older, they're so chill. You like
Yeah,
see
yeah.
this human side of
I
them.
I wonder if now because I think that's like sort of what we're describing is sort of like an old thing that now that like I mean teachers have never really been paid that well, but now that like it's like even more apparent how underpaid, understaffed, and like underappreciated teachers
Hmm.
are. Um I do wonder if it's affected it in a way that's like only the people who really really want to fucking be teachers are teachers, or if um it's just more people are even more burnt out, so it just becomes a job.
It's probably a combination.
Bit of
Yeah,
both.
because I have friends
Yeah.
that are teachers, and some of them really like it. Some of them just do it because they know it's like secure in a way where they're just gonna like build up
Yeah.
their salary and retire, and you get summers off. Um,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. We need more jobs like that.
Get a summer
Yeah.
off. Yeah, imagine being a doctor and you just don't have to work the winter.
That would be that's the TikTok doctor for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Amputations by Ashley.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I'm a I'm a lobotomy technician.
What can you explain to me what do you that word gets thrown around so much and I'm like I, too lazy to
Lobotomy?
even really look it up. Is it when someone is let me try to guess. I think that's more
Okay,
fun.
okay, yeah,
Is
yeah,
it when someone has
yeah. Yeah,
died
okay.
and you're looking at their body? Like you're checking it out, checking vitals or whatever?
That is a coroner, I
A
believe.
what?
A coroner. That's that person who
Coroner?
does that. A coroner.
Okay.
Yeah. They do a what is the term called? Okay, but basically no.
CSI.
That's not what a lobotomy is. Do you want me to give you a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
A lobotomy was done in the past to people who were deemed unruly or
I know what it is.
unable to like adjust to societal norms.
I know what it is now. Just so confident. It's when I think it's when
Okay.
you just take like you literally just take someone's body apart. You like you dismember it and just like take it apart.
S- So, do
Wait,
you want one more guess? Or
did
do you want me
Mr.
to tell you?
Potato Head like is that
That
as a kid?
that's
So you're
not.
telling me
I mean, maybe in a way, actually, Mr. Potato Head is kind of getting lobotomized.
why does
Lobotomized.
lobotomy sound so aggressive? It has to be something so
It's
wrong.
pretty
Okay,
aggressive.
what is it? Or are you giving me another clue?
You want
Yeah,
one
yeah,
more
one
hint?
more hint.
It has to do with the brain. It's a big hint.
They take the brain out and look at it.
Kinda.
They just look at the brain, nerves.
So one of the like one of the ways that they would do so basically this was getting done in like the 60s, I
Uh-huh.
believe. Hang on, let me actually I want to Google that before I say.
Is lobotomy brain surgery?
Yeah, kinda. Okay,
So if you go on a date and your date says
uh
like that they're really into doing lobotomies, should that scare you?
that's either a huge red flag or a huge
They
green
don't have a
flag.
license.
Very big red flag. I was gonna say that might be a very funny joke. So a lobotomy, this is from medicalnewstoday.com. A lobotomy is a type of brain surgery that involves severing the connection between the frontal lobe and other parts of the brain. Lobotomies became popular in the 1930s as a treatment for certain mental health conditions. Doctors perform this procedure on people with conditions such as schizophrenia or depression. At the time, there were no effective or widely available treatments for those conditions. However, lobotomies are incredibly dangerous. They carry several serious risks, including seizures and death. To the impact of this procedure on people who were lobotomized and their families, it fell out of use in the 1950s. People were doing this shit in the 50s. One of the ways that they would do it would take an ice pick
Oh my god.
and put it up through your nose and sever the connection between, I believe, your right and left hemisphere.
Oh my
It was like,
god.
and one of the things, I don't know if this is like an urban myth or if this is like something that actually happened, but like apparently a lot of like unruly women, uh, because like women were basically property back then. A lot of unruly women, their husbands would have them lobotomized
What?
and just like then they would just basically become like um
Like numb?
yeah, they would basically just like be pretty house plants.
Now,
It's pretty dark,
that is
man.
very dark, but I have a follow-up. Um, would would a would an ice pick get rid of a deviated septum if done correctly? Because
I mean, probably, but I'm sure there's a better way to go about doing
my
that.
TikTok doctor would be like, "Oh my god, dude."
Okay, so the main use of the lobotomy was to treat mental health conditions or reduce their symptoms. However, it was also used to reduce aggression in people with schizophrenia, believing that the frontal lobe was responsible for the symptom. However, what doctors considered a mental health disorder has changed over time. Prejudice and biases also played a role in how doctors used the procedure. Often the procedure made people quiet and docile, which they interpreted as a sign of success.
Oh my
What the
god.
fuck? Oh my god, dude. Like if you just had if you were a woman and had too many opinions, they would just like shove a fucking ice pick into your brain and they would look at you and be like, she's
Yeah,
fine now.
she's acting like Mark Zuckerberg.
People who met current definitions of mental health illnesses, practitioners also performed lobotomies on people who were gay, in prison for crimes which some blamed on criminal insanity or with intellectual
Pretty
disabilities.
much just anything besides a cold, you're getting lobotomized.
Yeah. God damn, dude, that shit is crazy. I cannot believe that. It is like actually insane how like how dark the history of medicine is. Like I wonder like what we're going to look back on in like 50 years and be like, dude, I cannot believe we did this to be. I actually, you know what? Now that I'm saying that out loud, I bet you like chemotherapy is one of those things.
Yeah,
Like we're just going to fucking expose all of your body to like harmful radiation to try and kill cancer.
right. Yeah, it's very like it's also very mind-blowing how recent all of this is. Like it's very prehistoric like attempts. You know what I mean? Like ice pick in the 1900s they're using ice picks.
In the 50s,
Yeah.
bro. That was like 70 years ago.
Wilt Chamberlain was playing basketball. You know what I mean? And they're like ice picking people in the audience
Yeah.
because they have like personality disorder or something.
Yeah, that I mean that's why the games were so intense. Everybody was just like happily like, yeah,
Right, right.
I love
All the
basketball.
wives. Oh my god. I feel so bad.
Oh, dude. So dark.
Man. In
Oh
the
man, I cannot believe, dude, women have come. Good job, women.
Happy Mother's Day.
You guys have made some strides recently.
Oh yeah. I mean the last 50 years or last what, 70 years made a lot of progress.
Isn't it crazy that like women couldn't own a credit card until like pretty recently?
How recent was that?
Like they had to get their husband's permission.
Oh my god, dude.
When could women get credit cards? Second, although the Equal Pay Act was passed in the 1960s, requiring men and women to be paid equally when doing the same work, it wasn't until the Equal Credit Opportunity Act was passed in, just guess.
1973.
That's an incredibly good guess. 1974. That women were able to get their own credit cards in their own names. Prior to then, they had to either have their father or their husband get the credit
Like
cards for
treating
them.
them like children.
Literally.
Well, the Equal Pay Act wasn't even the Equal Pay Act though, because there's still the wage difference that happens. So the hell, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I think now everybody's just like, we'll pretend. We'll do the misogyny, but just like You know, we'll be coy about it.
That's the behavior of someone that's super shitty, by the way. Like, no matter what you're saying, try to say like I ate a sandwich for breakfast this morning in that tone.
I ate a sandwich.
I hate this guy. I hate him. What's the best sandwich you could build right now?
Oh, fuck. Brioche bun. Lettuce, onion, tomato.
Okay. Meats? Or cheese? Cheese first.
Pepper jack.
Ooh, good pick.
Prosciutto.
Okay.
I want to know. I need like a good lean meat. Salami.
I love salami.
Very fatty, but. And let's get some more texture on there.
Yeah, you need some more bulk, maybe.
Avocado.
Okay. And then dressing?
Mustard. Mayonnaise.
Combo? A third?
I'm thinking if I want to do like oil and vinegar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say oil and vinegar. No oil. It's already fatty.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit of a splash of red vinegar. Red wine vinegar.
Okay. Does that complete your sandwich?
That's gonna do it.
Okay. You got real fancy on me.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna go sourdough bread.
I'm not solid.
Sorry, what are you gonna say before I start?
I'm not super satisfied with the meat choices that I was a little on the spot, but sourdough's a strong.
Sourdough is my start.
Go sauce next. I fucked up. I fucked up and did sauce way too late. Condiments.
I'm gonna go Italian dressing.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting pick. No mayo.
No mayo. Sourdough's gonna be toasted. And I'm gonna put on the inside. This is not health. Like, this is not supposed to be healthy at all.
It's a sandwich, man. Go crazy.
I'm putting on the inside. I'm putting a little bit of butter and garlic powder.
Garlic powder, not like a garlic butter, not like a garlic paste. You like the granular?
Scratch all that. We're going sourdough. We're going Italian. Then we're going turkey.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Salami.
Solid.
Lettuce. Tomato. Chicago relish. Because every time I say Gardnera, no one knows what it is. But it's basically like a spicy relish.
I don't even know what that is. Hell yeah.
It's like jalapenos, carrots, onions, and it's like so good. And it mixes well with the Italian. And then cheese. I want to go a different one from you, so I'm gonna go habanero jack. I'll go spice.
That's pretty good. I think looking back, I wish I had said like pork belly and like leaned into like more of like an Asian kind of sandwich, like a banh mi kind of thing. But because I do love like a banh, maybe I'll get a banh mi tomorrow for lunch. Fuck.
We should make those sandwiches when I visit, and then also give it to like little pieces to people, like friends or whatever, and then score it.
Have them.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Get each get the perfect sandwich. Is which a California thing?
Yeah, probably. We don't have it.
Fuck, dude. There's a place. There's like a chain called Which, and you show up and it's got like a bag and it has all these ingredients on it, and you fill it out with a Sharpie and put what you want on it. It's like my favorite place. It's like my favorite chain to get like a sandwich.
That's tomorrow then. That's your lunch or something.
The which that I went to fucking closed. I'm sick. Yeah, so now I just go to this Italian deli.
Oh, I love it.
Which is like probably much better.
I love me an Italian sandwich.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap it up. Unfortunately, we went a little long. It's our longest. Yeah, our longest episode was like I think the first episode, hour 15. We're at an hour 10, so getting
I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, everyone. Wish me luck. Actually, by the time you hear this, I'll have a dentist appointment yesterday.
nice. Good luck.
So make sure you leave 5-star review if you love the dentist. Even if you hate the
Yeah.
dentist, just if I can leave a
Yeah.
review.
Do something, please. Or not. But like think about it. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for listening to episode, what even episode? 15 now?
14, I want to say.
No, I think it's 15 actually in my notes. We're like cooking through these things, dude. Yeah, 15.
Damn, that's crazy.
15. There it is. There's my notes. We didn't talk about anything, but there it is. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to episode 15. Appreciate you. Make sure to follow the socials. Also, tell us your favorite sandwich. We're gonna start giving you homework every week. All right. So tell us your favorite sandwich, top to bottom, and maybe we'll rate them on the next week if we get a couple. But thank you guys for listening. We'll see you.
Where should they do that?
You should do that in the YouTube comments. That would be the easiest, probably. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. So have a great week. Peace.